What is going on, people? I'm going to attempt this video one more time. I tried it 3 times already. Got like 20 minutes into it and my camera messed up. So maybe, I don't know if it's burning out or whatever. So I'm going to have to try to do this a little bit quicker than I did before. And hopefully I can get everything in before my camera stops or whatever. But if you couldn't tell by the title, I am here for a Dread Central Presents collection overview. I'm going to go over everything that's in the Dread Central Presents collection. It's put out by Epic Pictures. It's in collaboration with Epic Pictures and Dread Central, and it's called the Dread Central Presents series, I guess you would call it. There's 24 films in this so far. It's either 2 more coming out or one of them. I'm saying it might be either or because there are other movies that Dread Central put out from Epic Pictures, or is it just Epic Pictures put them out? I guess it's just Epic Pictures, so I don't know, because you get these movies from epicpictures.com, or I guess you can go on Amazon. Really haven't checked on Amazon. I get them from Epic Pictures because if you buy them, if you pre-order them, they're $14.99, and usually they go up to $19.99 from there. But I usually order them from then. But there's other movies. It's called Butt Boy. If you haven't seen like a Greasy Strangler or Rubber or anything like that, the movies that have an over-the-top plot, Butt Boy is one. Let's say this guy eats children with his butt. Way more into it, but that's pretty much it. Transference about a brother and sister that have special powers. Like I said, don't want to go way too deep into anything. In this one, I haven't sat down to watch The Wave. So, anyway, let me get into this quickly. Hopefully everyone's staying safe, staying sane, fighting this, the craziness of COVID. Like I said in other videos, the way to fight it is either, play video games because most people can't go out, or if you do go out, you're whatever you want to do. But, if you want to stay, indoors and do something to keep your time, it's either, like I said, video games, listening to music, or watching movies. And I'm going to show you a bunch of different movies to maybe catch your fancy or maybe you want to check out. So like I said, there are 24 titles in this collection. 24, I'll get into it. But before I do, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button at the end of this if you enjoyed it, and of course hit that bell button so you know when I do upload more stuff. So anyway, let me get into it quickly. Gonna go speed through them, not go into way too much detail. The first one, number 1 out of it, is called The Lodgers. Pretty much it's a movie about, I guess I'll do the whole spin around movie about an entity in this house that is keeping these 2 young kids in, and they're trying to find a way out. Best I can explain it without going way too into depth. Number 2 out of the series, this is probably the the biggest title out of this. I think a lot of people have heard of it, whether it be through Netflix or just hearing about it. It stars David Howard Thornton as Art the Clown. Terrifier. One of the movies, like I said, has a cult following. It's got a second movie coming out. They just dropped the trailer for the second one. It stars David Howard Thornton as Art, who is a quiet clown. Well, technically quiet. He is just out there killing people. It stars Catherine Corcoran, who has the craziest kill. If you've seen the movie, the halfsies, I guess you want to call it. She has the craziest kill. If you've never seen it, check it out. Third one in it, this series, it's got Penn Jillette from Penn and Teller. It's pretty much a crazed fan type movie. The movie's called Director's Cut. If you went on Indiegogo or anything like that, you can donate to movies, and the more you donate, the better perks you get. You can get like a signed Blu-ray or something like that. Well, the higher you go, sometimes you'll get a speaking role in the movie or get to go on set or whatever. Well, he pays the most to be pretty much on set and meet the characters. Let's just say he's obsessed with one of the actresses in this. He goes on set and just let's just say does everything that you shouldn't. Don't want to go way too deep into it, but he takes the crazed fan motto to the extreme. The next movie is number 4. It's a documentary. It's about Kane Hodder. The movie is called To Hell and Back. Pretty much it's a documentary about his life, starting as a stuntman, transferring into, Jason Voorhees. He's known for 3 of the movies, into, the career that he has now in the Hatchet series, playing Victor Crowley. But then it also talks about how when he was younger, he, got badly burned in one of the stunts that he was doing, which he shouldn't have done it a second time kind of deal. And it just, the trials and tribulations that goes through his life and all that. Really cool guy. We got to sit down and talk to him on the podcast that I'm a part of. Really cool guy. So like I said, I had the little quotations, I guess you want to call it, is because there are 24 films right now in this, but there technically is 27 because the next 3 are double features. This one comes with Zombology, and then in the other one is Vidar the Vampire. Each one, I guess, kind of has a common theme with the 2 movies. This one is more foreign type films. They do have subtitles. Zombology is a different take on a zombie film. Crazy. It's like a horror zombie comedy type deal. Let's just say there's a chicken involved. There's cartoon bits and I don't want to say like kaiju type deal. You have to watch it to understand it. Zombie comedy, really fun stuff. Vidar the Vampire has not a like Dark Shadows kind of deal, but it is a vampire, a different take on a vampire film. I believe Zombology was from Taiwan. I could be wrong. And then the Vidar the Vampire is from Netherlands, or quoting it wrong. Both of them are foreign. If you want to check it out, one's a zombie film, one's a vampire film. The next one is The Monster Project, and the other one on this one is #Screamers. This one kind of has like a internet type deal to it, I guess you would want to call it, where the Monster Project, it's a group of people that are trying to make a new TV show with like real monsters, I guess you want to call it. How there's ghost shows and whatever. Well, they want to find people who have, that are quote unquote monsters type deal. You can always fake things. Well, let's just say they might have picked the wrong 3 people, brought them to the house at the same time, and it's just all craziness that happens. #Screamers are a bunch of people that end up going to, nowadays to get stuff viral, you put hashtag and it's, whatever. These videos are of, crazy things, crazy happenings, and it's a group of people going to see if these things are real. You got Nina Forever and The Imitation Girl. I don't know if you can see it on the back, but Nina Forever has a Burying the Ex type feel to it, where it's a young man, his girlfriend or his ex-girlfriend at this point in time dies in a car crash, so he's going through craziness. He ends up falling for a girl that he works with. They fall in love, they do the whole hook up and all this stuff. Well, one night they go and they start, doing it, and all of a sudden his ex comes back from the dead and just, starts causing havoc, I guess you want to call it. Like I said, it has that Burying the Ex type feel to it. Fun movie, though. The next one, like I said, is Imitation Girl. Pretty much it's a slower burn where a alien comes to Earth and poses as a pretty much like a sex, like a porn star kind of deal. And it's them trying to, now function through life, I guess you want to call it, how hard life is to begin with, but now you're an alien from a different planet, and now you're, certain industries, people look at you a little bit different. Well, that's no different. Number 8 out of this series is called Extremity. Pretty much what this is about is a girl who, let's just say, her mind's not screwed on right. Craziness ensues in her life. And she ends up signing herself up for this extreme haunt. You have your normal, like in October, you have your normal haunted houses, and then you have your ones that are over the top. I don't think I'd ever go to one over the top that people, grab you and tie you up and whatever. Well, she signs up to something that along those lines where you go into this place and it's just all over the top craziness. Well, let's just say what she's thinking at that point in time. Is it going to break her or not or whatever? Not going to tell you, not going to spoil it, but I say check it out. Definitely an interesting movie. Number 9 out of this whole deal is a movie called Lasso. Pretty much it's a group of people who end up going to what should be a fun time at a rodeo. The cowboys go and they tie up the cattle and all this stuff kind of deal, and you bring your friends and family. Well, let's just say this particular rodeo turns into craziness when a group of people just come and start torturing and killing people. Now it's a group of people trying to stay alive through the day and night, and it's just a group of people, who knows what they're doing, but it's a group of crazy people that just go and start killing people. Lasso, I'd say check it out for sure. Number 10 is a holiday type movie. It's called Sleigh Bells. Pretty much it's these 3 girls that have like a podcast / YouTube channel that they go and they travel to these different places looking for, at this point in time, they're more holiday type deals. Well, they end up going into a small town that has Santa Claus, Mrs. Claus, and of course, I guess Santa Claus's counterpart, Krampus. This is around the Krampus phase and all that stuff. Craze, whatever you want to call it. It's definitely a different type deal, and it's one of those things where what you think might not be true. Check out Sleigh Bells. Number 11, it's called Dry Blood. Pretty much it's a guy, he ends up going and trying to detox. He was bad on drugs, he's going to detox, and he goes into this house, and let's just say he starts seeing premonitions and hallucinations and things in his head, and let's just say these things are getting more real, more close to home, and more very graphic and all this stuff. Don't want to go way too deep into it, but Dry Blood, check it out for sure. This one didn't get through the whole thing, a little bit different for me. It's number 12. It's called The Gollum. Probably have to sit down and watch this one a little bit more. It's pretty much a Jewish community going through a plague. It's a little like timepiecey type deal. They're going through the plague, and a woman goes into this community. She could fix it all and all this stuff. Summons this Gollum type thing that's supposed to save this community, and let's just say it doesn't quite do what it's brought there for, kind of deal. Definitely have to sit down and watch it again, but that's for another time. Number 13, it's called The Book of Monsters. This is a horror creature feature type film. Girl named Sophie, it's her 18th birthday. You learn a little bit about her family and what's going on and what happened to her mother. Well, it's her 18th birthday, and she's having a little get-together. What should have been a little get-together turns into a girl crashing with a whole bunch of people. And let's just say she opens up this book, and all hell breaks loose. Don't want to get way too deep into it, but Book of Monsters, very fun, entertaining type movie. This one I have not sat down and watched. It seemed more of a sci-fi type deal. Not really the biggest sci-fi fan. I got it to complete the collection. One day I'll sit down and watch it. Number 14 out of it. It's called The Black Sight. I'll read it for you. An elite military unit encounters a supernatural entity known as the Elder Gods that force them into battle against an army from another dimension. They must fight together to defend the Black Sight and save the world from ultimate destruction. So, have not sat down to watch that one, so can't really talk too much about it. Number 15 out of the whole thing is called Redcon 1. Pretty much a zombie type deal, a deadly viral outbreak, kind of like a 21 weeks, 21 days later type deal, where it's not like zombie-like creatures where it's coming back from the dead wanting brains, but it's more like a virus type deal where you turn into like zombie type deal, zombie-like creatures, I guess you want to call it. Certain movies, certain premises, you can't really you've seen them one, you've seen them all kind of deal. Each one's a little bit different, but of course it's got the same premise type deal. There Inside is number 16 out of the whole deal. Pretty much it's a group of people that end up going into what they think is a secluded cabin in the woods to film a movie, and let's just say what they thought was, no one was around. There's people that now are trying to get inside and kind of torture, and it's a home invasion type deal, if you will. There Inside. Number 17 out of this, it's called Assassinate. Pretty much what happens is, the best way I can say it is, it's almost like a Goonies or Stand By Me type deal with aliens and killing and trying to save the world type deal. The only reason I say that is because it's kids coming together and trying to save the planet. Nothing like Goonies, nothing like Stand By Me, but it's kids, in a group come together and try to fight for a cause. Number 18, Hoax, a Bigfoot type deal where a group of Bigfoot hunters, they end up going into a town that, has a lot of sightings, I guess you want to call it, whether it's real, whether it's fake. That's what they're going to pretty much figure out. And let's just say there might be truths to these people's claims and all that stuff. Hoax. This one is called Arctic. This is number 19 out of the whole thing. Let's just say there's a killer, but it's a comic book obsessed killer. The father of this family kind of reads all these comic books and starts killing people. He wants to teach his young son the ways of the family, I guess you want to call it. Messed up family where it's pretty much a bunch of kids that are either kidnapped or who knows if they're, conceived or whatever. But let's just say it's a screwed up family. The one kid ends up, just going different places. He ends up befriending this one guy who finds out about the situation and wants to stop it immediately because, who would want a young kid in a family that kills people? But Arctic, a little bit different. This one is number 20. This one, I guess, is the second most hyped, I guess you want to call it. I remember people talking about this before it did come out, but the movie's called Candy Corn. It's pretty much about a annual sideshow attraction kind of deal where you bring, the freaks and circus and all that stuff. Well, there's a kid in this town that helps every year, and let's just say he's bullied by these other kids in town, and they make it a habit of every time this circus comes around, they go and they beat him up. They, don't go to any Halloween parties or anything. They just go and find this kid and beat him up. Well, let's just say the one year he fights back and he, ends up paying for it. Well, this carnival is a little bit more than it seems. It has like black magic, and when this kid ends up getting killed, let's just say this black magic brings him back and now he's out for revenge. Best thing I could do is kind of show you what it looks like. But Candy Corn, revenge type deal. Number 21 out of this deal is Harpoon. It's like a threesome gone wrong. Not threesome gone wrong, probably wrong words to say, but pretty much it's a rich kid, his friend, and this rich kid's girlfriend, and let's just say they end up going on this boat trip, which should be fun. Well, let's just say it ends up being anything but fun. They get the ship breaks down, and now they're stuck in the middle of the ocean, and all the truths come out. They might not like each other as much as they seem. The relationship might not be the greatest. And you just learn what's going on and what happens when, now you're stranded with no food, no water, because they thought it was just going to be a few hours and it turns into much longer than that. And it's just a very interesting take on what happens when, your life is now in jeopardy and you're on a boat with people you might not like. Number 21 or number 22, that was number 21. Number 22 out of this, it's called Red Letter Day. This one is a fun and entertaining movie. It's pretty much a town best way I can describe it is almost like a purge type deal. A town, everybody in this town, they end up getting this red letter, and in the red letter it gives you a name. And pretty much what happens is you have to kill the person that's name is on in the letter before they come and kill you, because you both have each other's names. So, people are looking at this and thinking what the hell's going on, and not thinking too much of it until, people start, wondering, okay, well, this other person that's on this card, are they out to kill me? So what, seems innocent and, not innocent, but what seems a little far-fetched and out there becomes, all craziness. Red Letter Day, very fun movie. Number 23 is The Fair. This one has a Groundhog's Day type deal to it. It's a guy who's a taxi driver. He ends up, picking up this fair. He gets called in, and, it's a long drive. But he ends up picking up this woman, and they're driving along, and a big, electric storm happens, and he ends up right in the beginning, where he picks this woman up. He's getting a call from his boss and all this stuff, and he picks up the same woman over and over and over, and it's kind of a never-ending loop kind of deal. And you don't know what's going on until, he kind of cracks the code. And then the end, to tell you the truth, I thought, I had this all figured out, but it kind of threw me for a loop. But definitely a different style type deal. It's more of a mind thriller, mind fuck, I guess you want to call it, type movie. But it's definitely, you have to wait to the end to understand what's going on. The Fair, very different style, very, very different type. And the last one on here, number 24 so far, which, like I said, I'll get into the other two. This one is called Automation. And pretty much what this is about, it's a company that uses a robot as kind of like the help. He's kind of like the secretary type deal. Well, this company wants to go full robotic. They want to start firing pretty much everybody in this company, turning him into, robot help, which is going to be a lot cheaper, a lot more efficient and all this stuff. And let's just say these people, they take very much offense to it. And it also, this robot here is called Otto. Well, they're pretty much going to scrap him and, upgrade everything from the people in the company to him as a robot. And let's just say he takes offense to it, and what was a Johnny Five type robot kind of deal, very friendly, ends up going into a crazed killing spree type deal, almost like a chopping mall type, not the same exact, but let's just say he takes offense to it and starts trying to off the people that are against them. Very interesting. This is, like I said, a short circuit horror type movie, like a chopping mall, not exactly like a chopping mall, but when robots go bad kind of deal, almost like a Terminator type deal. But yeah, very fun stuff. The other two that are coming out, I know one is Circus of the Dead, which is another clown type movie. We had Billy Pun on. It is completely different than your Terrifier, a different take on evil clown movies. Let's just say they're more psychotic. Papa Corn, Bill Obrist Jr. plays Papa Corn, who is a psychotic clown on a different scale. That one, and then the other one I think is called Uncle Peckerwood or Peckerhead or something like that. It came out on VOD, I believe, yesterday. What date is it? Came out yesterday. I don't know when pre-ordered them, so they should be coming at some point in time. But don't know anything about that one, but I do know about Circus of the Dead. And so I bought it twice because I bought it from Billy Pon himself. It's signed. He sent over, a poster and stuff. Well, this one, it's going to be a part of the Dread Presents. I'm guessing. Both of them could be just put out by Epic Pictures. Who knows? Don't know until I get them. But yeah, those are 24, 27, whatever you want to call it, movies that you might want to check out, especially if you're looking for something different, something new to watch. You might have heard of them before. You might not have heard of them before. I don't know, but I think all those you should check out. Like I said, don't know too much about the Black Site. If you're into, sci-fi-ish, that's what it sounds like. You might enjoy it. The Gollum, definitely different than my likes, but you might like that as well. So yeah, each one has its own flair. You got a documentary, you have a home invasion, you got a crazed fan, you got crazy cowboys and all that stuff. So each movie is different. A creature feature, Krampus, Bigfoot, a little bit of everything in this. I say check it out, especially if you're a collector and you're completist. The numbers on them, it just one of those things where you always want to collect all the numbers, especially if you're, I know I do. I don't know about other collectors, but yeah, hopefully it open your eyes to some movies you never heard before. Like I said, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button if you enjoyed this, and of course hit that bell button so you know when I do upload more videos such as this. And yeah, I guess until next time, again, stay safe, stay sane, check out these movies to keep busy, I guess. And I guess until next time, I'll see you.